As we head into this week, I have a lot of crypto miner or crypto related stocks. And I wanted to do a quick update on Bitcoin to talk about this major support level that we're at. If I still think that we're going to have a major rally into the last couple of weeks and months of this year, and what exactly has to happen in order for me to remove my bullish thesis. Now, right now we're looking at a weekly time frame for Bitcoin, and you're going to see that even though price has pulled back multiple times before, the trend and structure are still bullish. You will see this line right here. This is a 1 week fair value band, and this basically shows us when price is going to be trading at a discount and normally when we're going to see institutions step in. Now, bullish market structure and bullish trend looks exactly like what you're seeing right here. Price will go on a multi-week or multi-month long breakout, or what we call an expansion. Then price will normally compress, either sitting sideways or pulling back into this support level before once again going on a massive expansion, pulling back into this support level, and then breaking out again on a multi-month expansion. Now, for those of you who follow me extensively, you know that back here in April, we called the bottom for Bitcoin, and we said there was a very good chance the price was going to break out up to $125,000. And you can see that I come with receipts. I posted this here on April 20th, 2025, had 220,000 views, and our thought process was that price was going to break out of this pullback right up into that $120,000 level. And you'll see that that's exactly what happened right here. Now, the same exact thing that was happening back then is starting to play out now. And I want you to understand and remember that just because something has happened in the past does not mean that it has to happen right now. At some point, Bitcoin will break structure. The trend will break. We have no idea when it's going to be. And so therefore, each and every single time that price pulls back into this support level, we have to take a position. We have to set a stop loss, and we'll continue to do this until the trend breaks. And at some point it will break and we will end up losing. It's just a part of the game. Now, back here, what was occurring in March of 2025 into April was that price was pulling into this support level or into this band. Now, just because price is pulling into the band does not necessarily mean that it's ready to break out. It just means that it's trading at a discount. If you want to get access to all of the indicators that we use in these videos, as well as learn how to implement them within the strategy, go ahead and check out the link to our trading library down below. You'll get access to the BX Trender, the Smart Money Mastery and Smart Money Zones, and the volume profile. Each course shows you how to actually set up the indicators, the proprietary settings. Over 20,000 students have implemented this into their trading system and are seeing consistent profits from as low as $10,000 all the way up to over $3 million. The link will be in the description. What we want to see from there is this BX Trender at the bottom of your screen flip from dark red to light red. The flip from dark red to light red means that the bottom is most likely in because buyers are entering the market. Sometimes that will happen very quickly. Other times it might take maybe a month. Back here in April, it took nearly from the beginning of April to the end of May, so about 35 to 50 days before we truly started to break out. And from there, we actually bounced. We held once the BX Trender made a higher low, then price actually broke out to the upside. So in the case of Bitcoin right now, I don't necessarily think that we're just going to bounce and we're going to recover within the next month. I think that that was wishful thinking. There is a chance that that happens, but that's not necessarily what I'm expecting. What I'm thinking is going to happen here is price is going to continue to sit between 100,000 and 110,000, probably best case for the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, if this BX Trender can print a higher low, then I'm going to give us the green light for the breakout up to 130,000 to 140,000 by the end of the year. Now, the last thing I want to look at before we leave is this daily time frame, because what we can do with this fair value bias is actually overlay that weekly on top of the daily. And you're going to see that the first thing that we want to have happen here is when price comes into the bottom of this band and we hit $100,000 is we want to see this BX Trender start to increase, which is exactly what's happening. The daily BX Trender is beginning to increase. We have printed now 2 higher lows in a row, and this is exactly what we want to see. And we said this back here 4 days ago on November 5th, that as we were coming back into that $104,000 to $100,000 level, we need to hold that and we need to see the BX flip. That is happening right now. And since we hit that low, Bitcoin's up about 5.5%. Now, once again, could Bitcoin just fully rip back up to 130,000? Yes, but what I realistically think is going to happen here is we're going to see a relief rally. Price will bounce back up, most likely to $110,000 to $112,000. Price will come back down to hopefully bounce between 100,000 to 102,000. We will print a new support level here. Then we will start the breakout through the end, middle of December to end of December, up to all-time highs at $130,000. Worst case scenario, because we always have to remain objective, is that price comes up into this resistance level. We hit 112 and then we just burn through support and we sell off. And in that case, I would be very bearish on Bitcoin. If we were to break $100,000, let's move out to this monthly time frame. If we were to break $100,000, I think there's a very good chance that we would have a 3 to 6 month bear cycle for Bitcoin, and we would most likely pull back to 80,000 best case, worst case down to 60,000. Because the monthly BX trender is red, we would be breaking major supports. And the last time that this occurred was all the way back here in February of 2022. I'm sorry, actually back here in December of 2021. And there, price did the same thing, sold off 46% in 150 days. So as of right now, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. I still think we could break out to all-time highs by the end of the year, but we really need to make sure that we hold on to this support and we do not break $100,000.